Welcome to the Kayla Ambrose Show. I'm your host and your travel guide to the other side, Kayla Ambrose. And welcome back to another episode. Today I'm going to mix things up a bit, talk about a different topic altogether, which is I'm also an interior decorator. Some of you may know that and some don't. I'm an intuitive interior decorator, meaning because I see auras as well as love good design, I'm able to take clients' homes and help them redesign a home that they love from the inside out, meaning that I see the aura of the client and their family and the aura of the home and show them how to use color, form, function, and good design to make the home of their dreams. A home that's peaceful, that's warm, that's a sanctuary, that's inviting and welcoming to others, that's functional, and that really supports you. It creates a great environment to be in, and attention is paid to everyone in the home. If you'd like to know more, go to my website, exploreyourspirit.com, and click on Interior Decor, and you'll see all about the intuitive and interior design work that I do there. And I share a lot of client spaces that I've done on my blog there, as well as ideas and things for the holidays, how to decorate. I give lots of decorating tips on there too, so that you can follow your own intuition and design a home that you love as well. So, with that topic in mind, today I want to talk about interior design trends for 2022. Let's talk about what's coming up. I have to say, I'm really excited because things are finally changing. And those of you who have been reading my blog, following my work with interior decor, you know I've not been happy about this minimalism, uh, gray, monochrome, monotone, no personality uh, trend that's been around for a while. And I understand it was intended to de stress, but I actually think sometimes when you remove so much stimulation, it actually causes more anxiety and more depression. And there's nothing for the eye to really connect with. There's no color, there's no vibrancy. And I think it's led to a lot of younger people who really embrace that trend to feel more anxious and depressed, honestly. So I'm really happy to see that this trend is dead, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But first, I have to talk about one of my favorite things, which is texture. I love fabric and texture. And one of my favorites is chenille. And I used to have chenille pillows everywhere. And I had this great house where we turned one of the rooms into a big library. And it was gorgeous with the dark wood, the books everywhere, and very lush. I had a deep green velvet sofa. I had wing-back leather chairs and chenille pillows and throws on everything. And if you've ever had chenille as a fabric, it's hard when it goes away, when the trend stops and your pillows wear out, and then the pillows turn into linen or cotton, which look nice, but they're just not very snuggly. They're not fun to lay on. If you've ever snuggled up in a chenille throw or a chenille pillow, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, get ready. It's coming back, and you're going to be a convert just like me. Velvet's coming back too, so I expect to see that again in fabrics, including furniture, velvet chairs, which I have two of them right now in green that are so lush. Sometimes I just pet them because they feel so good. And I miss my velvet sofa too. I might have to um, think about that now that it's coming back as well. So look for those really lush, decadent fabrics that just make you feel good when you touch them and make you feel like, hey, things aren't so bad. This really feels great. Now, along with that, as I mentioned, texture coming back like that, texture is coming back in a big way everywhere. On the walls with fabrics and wallpaper and stone. Again, go look at my blog and see the huge wall that I built out of quartz crystal stone. It's incredible. Uh, You're going to see texture on furniture where there's ridges and texture and stone and other materials used and marble, but with a texture finish to it. You're going to see this in furniture, on tables, everywhere. Texture, texture. The mind is so ready to come alive again and be stimulated after going almost comatose with this minimalism. I can't say minimalism without laughing. It's just, I'm so glad it's over. One of my other favorites coming back, neoclassic design. I'm a huge neoclassic fan. If you're wondering what neoclassic looks like, think of statues, think of the Renaissance period, think of ancient Greece, French design, think of columns, things like that, neoclassic. That revival, French revival, all that's coming back. Did I mention colors coming back? Color, color, color. Jewel tones are here. Those gorgeous blues, those deep burgundies, the greens. Think of a peacock feather, all the beautiful colors in there, mixed in with all our metal colors, our golds, our silvers and coppers, jewel tones everywhere. And on top of that, coming in 2022, lots of bold color, bold patterns, stripes, plaids, but in brighter and bolder colors. And you'll see this a lot in the wallpaper, but also in fabrics to go on chairs, ottomans, accent pieces, bold, bold color. And we're going back into that time where bold was better, and you're going to see some rooms that really pop. Think Palm Beach, those colors for the really bold, and think Laura Ashley for those that want that look, but a little more subdued with the florals in that way. And Laura Ashley, that style also gives a hint to vintage of times gone by. And that's also coming into play with antiques that are making a comeback and vintage pieces. Part of that is necessity because of the supply chain shortage. And if you've tried to order a sofa or any type of furniture right now, you see how long the wait is. And it's only getting longer with the supply chain problems. So a lot of people are turning to having a vintage piece of furniture restored and redone, or buying vintage now and going back out and looking for antiques and mixing the old with the new. Because minimalism is dead, because gray is dead, and colors coming back, it's also more of a time to show personality. And so when you mix these old pieces in, you're showing a bit more of your personality. One of the defining markers of this past decade, along with minimalism, was fast fashion and cheap furniture. And the trend was to buy cheap and buy new. And what bothered me most about those trends was every Instagram photo you looked at, it was meant to look as identical as possible. Take all the color, all the luster, all the energy out of the room, make it really drab, and then copy it. And so every person's room you would saw that was done was almost a carbon copy. It was almost like, let's have no identity, no individuality, no personality. We're just gray and monotone, and everyone's feeling the same. And that's just not good. That's not good for the mind. It's not good for the spirit. It's not good for creativity, to have freedom of thought. It's like we will assimilate, we will all be the same. And I think we're having a revolution going on now where color and design is going to say, I don't think so. It's time for me to show who I am and what I love. I see this with a lot of, like I said, the Palm Beach vintage coming back. If you want to see pictures of what that looks like, go to my blog. You'll see Palm Beach, design I did. So I like to call the new style character building, meaning we're mixing in pieces that mean something to us. We're mixing in vintage. We are bringing in the old with the new and mixing them in a very elegant way. And gone from the carbon copy, look like everyone else, the new trend is look as individual as possible. This shows that you have a sense of style. It shows that you have sophistication. It can show your status in the world. It shows who you are and where you've been, because travel will be picking back up this year and people will long to bring back souvenirs from their travels, showing where they've been and to display them in their homes. This is going to take place of another trend that was going on for a long time, which was displaying photographs in a very large way in your home of yourself and your family. And instead, it's going to be more about art and colorful art and wallpapered walls and bright pieces and textures. Maximum vibrance, maximum shine, less about photographs of oneself and more about photographs of things that inspire, art, photos of travels, photos of beautiful places and things, more about inspiration and less about the self in that way. So instead of where the previous trend was very basic, everything's monochrome, everything's gray, everything's bland, and punctuated only by photos of oneself, the thought has turned into, hey, we need to appreciate this world and the beauty in the world and the beauty outside and bring all that in. And so we're going to do that by color and vibrancy and maximalism, showing all these beautiful textures and woods and patinas and metals, and mix all that together to make homes that have a vibe to them, that have energy. The homes tell a story. So instead of a photograph on the wall saying, this is me, we know it's you, we're standing here in your home looking at you, we got it. Instead, we want to know more about living, and do you live well? And how do you express that in your style? So that's really what's going to be another big change that you're going to see. As far as colors, any color is going to be popular and beloved, but green is really going to be important this year, and every shade possible. Go with green whichever way you want. And it's all about bringing that feeling of the outdoors in as we have more time at home still, working from home, and wanting that energy of green. We're going to put it in our design in every way. And we're also going to dedicate space to improving our outdoor space, creating indoor-outdoor rooms, screening in rooms, whether it's a patio, a deck, something where we can have furniture out there, but somewhat protected from the elements, where we can leave the doors open with the screens and let the air flow. So we'll see a lot of attention to outdoor rooms becoming functional as indoor-outdoor rooms. As far as sleek accents and hardware, black is going to continue to make a statement. We'll see that in touches everywhere, where black is still a predominant color in this way. As we move away from gray and into more happier colors, we're going to see furniture in colors as well, starting with the rich caramel color that you're going to see in a lot of leather. You'll see chairs and sofas in that warm caramel or butterscotch type of colors, and really everything warming up. Coppers, the metals are warmer, paint colors are warmer. Everything's about coziness and looking very elegant and sleek with leather, and then these gorgeous textures mixed in, and very warm and inviting. Along with this bringing in of the metals, we're going to see more and more bar carts making a big display. Bars used to be built in, like in the living rooms. There would be a bar, sometimes a wet bar. You're going to see those coming back as well. But bar carts will be really big because they're so versatile. They're on wheels that can be moved around. And there's such a hot trend right now with bourbon and whiskey clubs that you'll see that color of bourbon in the furniture, in the leather sofas, in leather placemats and leather tablecloths, leather pillows. I just had a leather pumpkin that I love that I had out for Halloween and fall, and just gorgeous, so different. So you're going to see leather and all types of different accents and accessories like that. Bar cards are so versatile, they're going to be used everywhere. I recently recommended to a client last year who was creating a nursery for a new baby to use a bar cart in the nursery. It was great. It's on wheels, it had 3 levels, could hold all of the baby supplies and sit comfortably next to the chair that she had in there. So think outside the box with bar cards. You can use them for so many things. Intuitively, what's most exciting when I see color coming back, and I gave a talk about this last year at a color group, an international color group that I belong to. I shared with them when I see gray coming back into style, it shows that a dark time is coming for the world, that people are going to feel more stressed, anxious, and depressed. And the gray color starts to come in first. And you see this then radiating out into the world. So you can predict by color what's going on in the world. So now that color and tone and vibrancy is coming back as well as maximalism, that indicates optimism and hope for the future. It also indicates a feeling of being comfortable spending more money and being able to bring that color into your home. When we bring in color, we enjoy it, and then those trends move after several years. So we like to replace with different colors. So we're upgrading a little more often versus if we stick to just, say, a brown or a gray. So it shows optimism in the world and that we're feeling good again and ready to do more and to show more and to entertain more. This also corresponds with wallpaper. When you see wallpaper, it means you're willing to commit to some colors for a while, putting them up. I just did a gorgeous bathroom of my own where I did banana leaf wallpaper, big, bold. The greens are so lush and inviting. You can see that on my blog as well on exploreyourspirit.com. Along with color, like I mentioned, plaid, stripes, all types of patterns are back, bigger and better, and in many different new color patterns as well. And what excites me about this is it's also coinciding with formal dining returning. No more casual eating on the couch with a pizza. It's back to times of formal dining. And we're going to see that at homes as well. There's a big change of not wanting all open concept where everything is displayed when you walk in and you see living room / dining / kitchen, everything. There's a trend to go back to having formal rooms that you can actually decorate and display and make special. And the formal dining room is returning. And again, it's a show of who you are, and it's an ability to show I know how to entertain. I know how to do so with style, class, elegance. So we're going to see fantastic designs coming out from designers of how to set a table and using all these bold textures. So lots of different settings. Bring out the fine china, mix in some bold new patterns with it. Don't be afraid to mix and match with some everyday china with some fine china to make it a little fun and funky. That's the part. Expressing your personality, old and new, mixing together. That's what it is. If your mother has china she wants to get rid of, take it and use it. Mix it in with yours. Make it fun. It won't just be about laying your china out, though. It's about decorating the entire table. Gorgeous centerpieces, using those beautiful new textures in runners and placemats and napkins, using bold colors, the fabrics even on the furniture in your room. It's pumping it up about 100 degrees from what we've been used to with no formal dining and very little on the table at all. We are swinging back in the other direction in a big time. And if you haven't been the hostess with the mostest, learning how to throw those dinner parties, start brushing up on it because it's coming. And it's going to be very popular and having a real dinner with people is going to be a thing again. So it's a time to gather together and have communication and get to know other people over a dinner. And again, displaying who you are and what you love in your very bespoke dining pieces. Maybe you've got these gorgeous linen napkins that you bought in a market in France, or amazing crystal goblets that are from Ireland that were your grandmother's and have now been passed down to you. Very bespoke patterns in china and other touches like this are going to be very meaningful and invoke conversation and connection. And this is how we all learn to go back to having a sense of respect and dignity and understanding for each other as we communicate and share in a warm space while breaking bread together and having some wonderful discussion. It's time to bring everyone back together again. Coming in hot, and it's been make do for the past 2 years. And I never understood why this trend went away in the first place, but it's back for the home office, and that is definitely here to stay. Remember when home offices first became a thing, with really people having computers in their homes? And it really surprised me when people were like, oh, I don't need this. Maybe because they had a laptop, they thought they were fine working with it on their lap. But I've always thought home offices were extremely important to store things, to have a quiet place to go work. And now, more than ever after COVID, working from home is here to stay. And more people are going to do it. And there's also a need for a study area for children, as we all found out when schools went remote as well. And one of the newer trends you'll see is there's going to be 2 or more of these spaces needed. One's for the person who really works from home full time, and they're going to need it to be like a standard office that they go into with a door to shut and some privacy. The other needs to be a study space that also functions possibly as a second home office for another spouse or partner at home who works from home occasionally. At least one of them will need to be a room with privacy for Zoom meetings and the like with that, where they can talk without hearing children or dogs barking or any of the other noises throughout the home. So one room really will have to be dedicated that can be closed off for a home office, and a second for a study and occasional work area. So we're going to see these back in the homes again, which again shows us creating more of a formal design in the home with the rooms. Formal dining room coming back. Formal office slash study slash library coming back. Going back again to these distinctions. And each one provides an amazing opportunity to bring in different colors, different styles, tell a story in each room independently, which we couldn't do with open concept. Open concept, you had to kind of agree this is how it was going to go because all the rooms flowed into each other. So you couldn't have some of the styles that are classic, that have been around for hundreds of years. If you go look at decor used in Europe, in France, and in England, and even further back, that decor that spoke of color and design and travel and collecting things over time, and rooms were referred to by their colors. Let's go into the blue room or the red room, and very bold colors were used on the walls to evoke emotions and a sense of storytelling and to create that energy. And of course, as someone who sees auras, that's very important to me. I think the colors in those rooms really do matter. The color in your bedroom should be very different than the color in your dining room and onward. So this will be really fun in a way for everyone in your family to connect as well, to discuss with your children. Hey, what color would you like in your room? Let's move away from this monochrome look and bring some color in here, and to discuss with everyone what they might like and enjoy. Adding even more fun to this is that fun is back. Being lighthearted, having some levity in your decor, having some fun pieces. You'll see furniture that's even more playful, that's rounded, that swivels more, moves more, rolls more. Furniture that can be played on, furniture that's lots of color and texture and invites you to climb on it and to enjoy it and enjoy the way it feels and looks. So you're going to see more playful pieces coming, as well as vibrant pieces that are full of texture, that are show pieces, that are not as much to play on, but are playful in their look as well. Combine this with the neoclassic, and you really, really get to look at some fun, funky trends. And nothing I love more than to mix those two. Picture a column with a bust of, or a statue on top, mixed with the boldest colors and stripes and patterns behind it that you can mix. Leopard print chairs. Think a little bit rock and roll next to some classics, mixing in like that. That's where we're heading. I hope all this talk inspires you to think about your home and where you're going in 2022. What colors are you going to bring into your life? What fun? What textures? This will be in interior decor, but that also plays out into fashion. It also plays out into everything you do, and that you're going to see one follows the other of these trends. So, how are you going to bring this imagery into your life? And are you ready? Are you ready to let go of the gray, of the monotone? Are you ready to shake that off? Loosen that energy. Don't play it small. Don't be minimal. Don't be bland. It's time to wake up. Embrace life. Embrace having some color and some fun and getting out there and showing the world who you are. And you're going to be doing this in your home as well. I'll be sharing lots of color and tips on design in my blog on exploreyourspirit.com. Rolling out always for the holidays, I'll show you decor that I'm doing and other patterns and designs along the way. So feel free to check in there. If you haven't subscribed to my podcast yet, please do. And as you see, I talk about a little bit of everything, but always with a metaphysical and spiritual design behind it all. And that's why I do my intuitive interior decor as well, mixing in what I see in people's auras into the home. And please sign up for my free newsletter, because I share there the links to go directly to my blog, showing you all of these designs and other articles, as well as letting you know about new shows, new classes I'm teaching, books coming out, and all that good stuff. So that's the best way to stay in touch with me more than any other way. I'm wishing you all the best and a very happy, color-filled home.